Hello, beautiful people. My name is Ananda, and welcome to Ananda's Inner Monologue. I appreciate y'all stopping by and, watching me yap, hearing me chat. Grab some snacks, okay? Grab some snacks, everybody. Grab your water. We're gonna be here a while. Grab your notebook and a pencil as well. We're gonna be here a while, okay? So, are you ready? You ready? I'm gonna assume you get your snacks. I'm gonna give you a little bit. You got them? What you get? Fruit? Trail mix? Sorry, I'm a weirdo. Sorry. Got some chips? Okay, cool. Okay, great. Everyone got their snacks? Great, lovely. That's very important. Nourishment is important, okay? Before I started this video, I was hangry. I was annoyed. My room was a mess. Well, it wasn't a mess, but I had like all my clean clothes on the floor because it's spring cleaning. I just want to say, first off, happy spring equinox. I love spring. I'm a spring baby. I'm very excited. I genuinely believe spring is the true new year. It's the spiritual new year. I genuinely feel that way. I feel a shift. I'm just really excited. I feel really I feel like a flower that's about to bloom. That's how I feel right now. So that's how I know energetically a lot of people are feeling that way too. So I love that. That makes me so happy. Okay. Okay. So today I just want to talk about detachment and image. So we just had a lunar eclipse in Virgo, and basically the lunar eclipse brought up emotions about self-doubt and about being perceived, about my image in this world. And I've been doing a lot of self-reflection. We're in a Mercury retrograde, we're in a Venus retrograde, I believe both in Aries if I'm not mistaken, but still nostalgic. You have old connections, old memories pop up, and I have a lot of connections that I'm not, how can I explain this? I understand that past version of me needed to experience that, and I understand that the connection needed to crash and burn, but wow, just reflecting on all of my connections ever, it just genuinely feels like they end on such a terrible note. And for the longest time, I associate how I was being perceived with my worth, how being perceived with my value, being perceived with my character. And not saying that's not true, because your actions and words do matter, but also too, those lowest versions or those lower versions and past versions of me, they were doing the best they could. And with that being said, I do want to say I apologize for the people that I did hurt. I genuinely am grateful for those relationships and for those people loving me, even though I was in my lowest and I couldn't show up in the way I wish I could. And I didn't show up for them in the way that I am now, for the people in my life now. So, yeah, back to detachment and image. I wrote this quote, and it says, "Stop over explaining yourself to people who project the lowest versions of themselves." Everything we do, how we act, how we talk, it's internal. It starts here. And I think about how mind, body, and soul, mind dualism, it's a fairly new concept to mankind. The father of wellness, Howard Dunn, basically stated that the mind, body, and soul are their own separate entities, but they are interconnected. So if one is not doing well, then the other is not doing well. Same with the dimensions of wellness. And Howard Dunn, he said this in the 1950s. In the 1950s, we were discovering the structure of DNA, and that's just a lot to process. like, wow, we are just now learning about our bodies and about our subconscious and about our brain and how things operate and function and work. And I've been spending a lot of time reflecting. Like, winter really is for hibernation. And bears do not hibernate, guys. Bears don't hibernate. That is something that we were misinformed about, okay? They do not hibernate, but I do. Okay, I do, okay? So I was hibernating this winter. I've been doing a lot of self-reflection and actually been journaling. I found this self-discovery question prompt on Twitter, and it just asks, what does this new version of you want? What do you want this new era of your life to look like, right? And one thing I've noticed, just as a Black woman, we say sorry a lot. We say sorry a lot. We apologize for things that aren't inconveniences at all. But also we over-explain a lot. I realize that I over-explain a lot. I can't think of the TikTok creator's name, but he's a genius and I've been following his page. But he was basically talking about the saying in Black households, how, what happens in this house stays in this house type ordeal. And I was beaten. I got whoopings for lying. So I got whoopings for lying. People lie to me every day. And then you hear the saying, what stays in this house, what happens in this house stays in this house. And I feel like this new version of me wants honesty. That's what love is to me. Love is consideration, it's honesty, it's prioritizing things that's important to your loved ones because it's important to them. We can dive into love and what that is and how we can dive into that later at some point. But with that being said, I feel like I over-explain myself in situations I shouldn't be over-explaining myself. And I feel like, I have a couple thoughts on why that is, but I feel like I over-explain myself because I was told oxymorons my whole life. Gotten beaten for lying, and then whatever happens in this house stays in this house. So basically I have to lie to the outside world, but I can't lie in this household. Okay, I'm following. I'm following, but I'm not seen and heard, and I can't express my autonomy and free will. Because children, one major thing everyone should know about me is that I am a big advocate for disabled persons and for babies, for children. They are the most marginalized communities. We are all children at some point, and we will all become disabled at some point if you're able to live long enough, So why are these things, these natural events that are probably bound to happen, that are going to happen, why are these people in the communities treated so poorly and treated as such? I just sit with that for a bit. But back to detachment and image. Over-explaining yourself to people when they're projecting their lowest versions of themselves. I just feel like over-explaining is just a sign of you not being heard and seen and not being understood as a child. So, or getting yelled at for simple things, for dropping something, for breaking something. I'm working on my social cues. I'm working on when to give more details and when to allow someone to ask me for more details. Definitely working on that. But I do want to kind of go more into that. Stop over-explaining yourself to people who project the lowest versions of themselves. Project the lowest versions of themselves. There's no judgment for where you're at in your journey. There's no judgment. You need that low version of yourself. If you are at your lowest version of yourself right now in this given moment, you need that version. You need to be in that energy. You need to be in that space. Okay? This is the first time I'm exercising my free will, my autonomy, deciding what connections, what places, where I want to occupy. Who gets my time and energy? Who gets my love and concern and consideration? You know? And I may not have it all together. I may not have it all figured out. And I'm not perfect. But this is the highest version of Ananda at this moment. This is the highest version of me. This is the best me. This is the happiest and saddest I felt in my life ever. This is the closest I felt to achieving a really big goal of mine. And I'm honestly living in so many prayers. Like, oh my gosh. I'm very, very thankful. But, you know, back to mind, body, and soul, you know, projection is all we do. Projection is all we do. Whatever's going on here, that's what comes out. That's what spews out. The way you speak about yourself. Sorry. I really hope you guys are cracking up with me. I hope y'all enjoying your snack. Y'all enjoying the debrief. Okay. Before I get off topic, because that can happen fairly quickly. Y'all following, right? Everyone good? Everyone comfy? Okay. I'm just assuming yes, because I'm good. I'm comfy. I got my snacks in order right here. We good, y'all. We good. So the first point I want to make regarding detachment and image is branding, the importance of name. So growing up, I was a theater kid and I did band and very just social, just bubbly. I was actually called Bubbles, but for the longest, I went by my family nickname instead of my first name. And the older I became, I realized there was this underlying resentment building. Resentment building for people mispronouncing my first name. You know, people see Ananda and they're like, Amanda, Ananda. Don't you ever call me Amanda. Don't you ever. Wait, hold on. This is from my PayPal from 4th grade, okay? I don't know your name. I forgot your name. But when you send me that letter back saying Amanda, oh, I sent you a letter back saying, don't you ever call me Amanda. The name is Ananda. I know how to spell my name right. I sent the letter back to my PayPal. Okay, wait. Okay. Shout out to my 4th grade teacher. I don't want to say her name, but shout out Mrs. R. Shout out Mrs. R. If you see this, just know I love you so much, and you are one of the best teachers I've ever had. I don't want to say your name because I don't want people searching up the school you're teaching at, like, just for privacy, but just know I'm thinking about you, like, every day. Thank you so much for just being a great teacher. Anyways, so my 4th grade teacher, a blessing, she set up pen pals for our class. We had 2 pen pals, one school in New York and then her children's school in another town, right? So so my pen pal had wrote me a letter and put Amanda in bold and crayon. I was like, the disrespect, the audacity of you. Oh, I was heated. But I'm telling y'all this story, right? Because when I went to middle school, I decided that I was going to go by my first name. I was like, okay, you're no longer going by your family nickname. You're going to go by your first name, Ananda. It's so grown. You getting older, girl. You about to hit puberty. You getting older. You getting grown, girl. go by Ananda, go ahead. And I still encountered the people pronouncing it incorrectly. And I was like, okay, Ananda, you could do one or two things. You can A, not care and respond to the incorrect pronunciation of your name, or B, you can correct people each and every time. Get it right. Right. C, a later option, but I go by Anna. Sorry. That gives me the cringe so bad. But I go by Anna if people really can't pronounce my name. Like, if I correct them enough times and they're still just, it's still not clicking, Anna, just call me Anna. Sorry, I don't like that. I don't like that nickname. That's my least favorite name that I've been called. But basically, the importance of name, I think about identity. I think about slavery, right? Like, when, you know, our ancestors were you know, being processed and, you know, written down and being branded as property, they were denied using their tribal names. They were denied speaking their tribal language, right? So your name is so important. Your name carries so much weight and power because my name means divine love. I am divine love. Okay, period. I am divine love. And my name has so much authority and so much power to it. And I'm so grateful that I made that transition to stop going by my family nickname, but going by my first name in middle school, because in my adulthood, I'm used to being addressed as such. And now when I have ceremony events, you know, people aren't mispronouncing my name anymore. They're not mispronouncing my first name, at least. Let's just say that. But I'm very, very grateful that I realized the importance and the beauty and the significance of my name, and realized that it has something to do with my purpose. It has something to do with how I'm supposed to show up in the world, and how am I supposed to, what's the impact I'm gonna make when I leave? What's the contribution I'm making on this earth currently, right? So I really love my name. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Pops. You ate that. Okay, I appreciate you. I love my name, really, truly. That leads me to the next point, which is shadow work. So shadow work has been so rewarding, so uncomfy, so uncomfy, but so rewarding. I got the shadow work journal off of TikTok Shop. It's truly amazing. It's truly amazing. But you do not have to get the book. You can just search up shadow work journal prompts if you would like, and just write in a notebook. Just write in a notebook. Oh, actually, I think I'm gonna, sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out my like layout and the structure of my videos. I think I'm gonna like cross off things so I'm not repeating myself. Okay, we're at shadow work. Good. So shadow work, for me, I talked about my relationship with pain and grief and shame and embarrassment. For the longest, I had this victim mentality, like, oh, poor me. And I definitely had the mentality that someone was gonna save me. And it was my last relationship. My ex-boyfriend had told me that basically my capacity for him wasn't enough. And I genuinely felt like I was putting 100% in a relationship, and he told me that it wasn't enough for him. Which we're gonna do a video about, y'all. Well, not about the relationship. Hold on. Not about the relationship, but about capacity and compassion. I'm gonna do a whole video about that. But basically when he said that, it was just really like, wow. Like, I really thought I was a better partner than I actually was. And, you know, that relationship really showed me the beauty of pain and grief. Because while I was grieving, you know, losing my best friend and losing my partner, I was also so thankful for even experiencing a love like that, and for being challenged in the way I was, and for handling situations 10 times better than I ever thought I could. Oh my gosh, y'all, that relationship made me a woman, okay? Made me a wife. Like, you know, universe, whoa, hold on. Hold on, universe, hold on. Before you send someone down to me, let me just clarify what I mean by that, okay? Being in love like that showed me what I thought love should look like, how I want to love going forward. Not only myself, but my friendships and my future relationships. And how beautiful pain and grief is, right? Because that means I love so deeply that I'm able to experience this loss so deeply. Oh my gosh, who's calling me? You're interrupting my I really dislike when people call me. Please don't call me. Please. Unless it's urgent. Unless you're my favorite people in the world, y'all know who y'all are. I love y'all so much. Unless you're my favorite person in the world, or favorite people in the world, don't call me. Mr. Scam Likely, don't call me. Unknown number. Anyways, as I was saying, okay, it's basically telling me I need to wrap this up. I thought this video would be like 10-15 minutes long. So I'm very surprised that I'm going over 20. So I'm gonna try to wrap her up. But basically, I wrote a poem about pain, and I actually posted it on my main Instagram. If you find it, you find it. But it's basically just saying how pain births the most beautiful things, right? The worst pain imaginable someone could go through is childbirth. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about that too in another video. We're going to talk about portals, okay? And we're going to talk about the womb being a portal between the cosmos and the earth. We're going to get into that, y'all. I promise. Okay. I'm so excited for that video. If y'all can't tell, I'm so excited. But, you know, childbirth is the worst pain imaginable. It's worse than a heart attack. Isn't it like 3 heart attacks combined or something? I don't know. But it births a human, a literally being. It's so beautiful. Life is so beautiful. It's so precious. That's so beautiful. The amount of times I said beautiful in this video, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Y'all, we're gonna do this thing. I'm gonna write it down. A beautiful count, beautiful word count. How many times have I said it? Send me $1 for each time I say it. You feel me? Like, a beautiful word count. That's definitely one of my favorite words, guys. Definitely. Let me put LMAO. So I know I'm just joking. But, you know, tattoo pain is literally like shredding skin to get some cool ink and customize your character, be fire. Come on now. Come on. Those who get it, get it. Same with piercings. You're literally piercing a hole through your skin. It's so fire, though. Oh, speaking of which, my favorite piercing ever. Okay? Like, least painful, 2 out of 10, would do it again. Could probably go to sleep while doing it. Shout out my piercer. Brandon, you a real one. You a real one for masking. You a real one. Oh. Did a gem fall off? Yeah, I did. All right, we're just going to pop this one off, y'all. Sorry, no shade, no tea, but those were stressful. Okay? Getting those in that was stressful. That was too stressful for me. So we just go. She's so cute. I love that. Okay. That's my trademark, y'all. I love putting gems around my eyes. I think it's so gorgeous. But anywho's, I appreciate my piercer because he taught me this technique to, like, you know, how to breathe properly while he was piercing. So I didn't feel any pain, and I literally took that breathing technique for my tats, and I rarely felt any pain. Did with no numbing cream, and I'm actually obsessed and addicted with tats, and I would love to get tatted. So if someone wants to do a tap out session on me, sign me up, please. I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm ready to be tatted. Embarrassment. Okay, shadow work also is really good with embarrassment. Shadow work is all the negative emotions we try to run away from, but embarrassment stands out to me particularly because there was this one time in middle school I decided to wear white jeans to school, and at the time I was also learning how to do my edges. We're keeping these bloopers in here, y'all. I'm not editing anything, baby. I'm not an editor. I'm a recorder and yapper. Okay, I don't know nothing about that, baby. I don't know nothing about that. You're just gonna have to deal with the stuttering, with the bloopers. Anyways, moving on. I wore white jeans, and that's not the problem. White jeans is not the problem. Well, questionable. Why are you wearing white jeans? But that's not the problem. The problem was I wore white jeans with blue underwear. And I decided to do my edges, my adult hairs, like adult hairs that day. Okay, I did a ponytail, did my hair by myself, dressed myself. You know, I was so fresh, so clean. Baby. When I got home, I was super embarrassed. Pretty sure my edges sweated out by the end of the day. If I don't I don't recall, but pretty sure they were sweated out. And I just remember looking in the mirror and seeing my underwear show through my jeans and just being so embarrassed. Wow, everyone saw my underwear. Everyone saw my undergarments. And in the moment, I was super embarrassed and thought about that, and that weighed on me and my self-esteem, my confidence, etc. Now that I'm an young woman, I laugh at it. It's hilarious. And I'm thinking to myself, baby, at least you had on undergarments. You didn't know better. It's okay. You live, you learn. Majority of white clothes are see-through, stinker. Majority, okay. You gotta wear nude underwear, and if you don't have nude, then black, baby. But you know, maybe just don't wear white. Don't wear white jeans. Don't wear white jeans. All right. And honestly, the other day I was embarrassed, and I forgot what it was even about. I don't remember, but I just laughed it off. And I said, it's never that deep. And I was like, why are you embarrassed? Like, the best thing you can do for yourself, and this goes back to detachment and image. I promise we're going to always go back to the main point. I promise. But this goes back to detachment and image because it's like, who said that was embarrassing? Why did you feel that was embarrassing? That's a normal thing. And all you can do is show up as yourself, as your best self, you know, as your honest self. And that's enough. And if someone is judging and critiquing you and saying you're cringy, you're this, you're embarrassing for being yourself, they don't need to be around you, love. They don't need to be around you. Because why? Why is it embarrassing? You know what? Okay. It's a little dicey. For that, right? if someone is respecting your boundaries, autonomy, you know, free will, consent, all that, right? Okay, there we go. And it is in a respectful manner, and what they do isn't harming you or anyone else, or isn't harming themselves or anyone else, why be embarrassed? Just laugh it off. The day will pass. It will pass. You will forget what even happened. It won't even matter. And it feels big in the moment. It feels super huge, but it's like, is this gonna matter in like a month or two? Probably not, baby. It matters a lot more. I feel like embarrassment is a lot more prevalent in like middle school and things, because we are like, we're so like absorbed with like materialistic things and consuming and looking a certain way and presenting a certain way. Like, there was a big emphasis on fashion in my middle school because we were regular clothes. So, you know, people came with Jordans, KDs, Michael Kors bags. You can tell, child, you could tell when I went to middle school, right? The emoji sweatpants. Okay, that's embarrassing. But when I was younger, they were fire and I really wanted them. But if I saw them now, But there's, sorry y'all, I'm like all over the place. I'm feeling very nostalgic, as you can see. That's why I keep bringing up like little stories. But embarrassment is just you overthinking an interaction. It's me overthinking an interaction, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. You know, if it made someone uncomfortable, it's their responsibility to tell you that. And if it was a little cringy, corny, y'all, being in love, that's one thing too. Being in love made me so grateful for being corny or cringy or whatever, because when I see other lovebirds, when I see people do, you know, sweet things like make origami doves or birds or whatever for their partner, write little letters in it, people be like, ooh, that's cringy. The people that ain't never been in love. Okay, I love me a good love letter and hug, and, you know, teddy bear, you know, getting gifts for inside jokes. Like, I love that. I love cringy things. Cringy. It's all about perception, baby. Okay, a big one. Detachment image. I have this resentment that I'm still currently processing, really. But as the youngest daughter, I look to my elder siblings and to the adults in my life to basically help me figure out a plan on, you know, what I should do, how I should do things, when I should do things, what should my next steps be. Just, you know, going for them for advice and going for some guidance. And as someone who felt like they played it safe and followed the rules, right? Like, I graduated top 15% in my high school class. I did AP classes, I did cheerleading, I did the extracurriculums for primary and secondary education. I went straight to college after high school. I got my associates. I'm still in college now. I'm trying to get my master's. Child, I'm exhausted. But the one thing I will say is that, you know, I have some resentment for relying on others too heavily. And you can say, oh baby, you were a minor. Of course you were. That makes sense. You're developing your beliefs and getting to know yourself, and still to this day I'm still getting to know myself, and I'm still changing my beliefs. But it really hurts that, you know, my autonomy wasn't really expressed until I was much older, because I genuinely felt like I have that resentment of following the advice of my elders, that when the consequences come, and they will come, when the consequences come of not following your heart but listening to someone else, it it's the challenges aren't worth it. The challenge isn't worth it because it isn't something you wanted. It's something someone else wanted for you. And I'm learning how to walk away and how to rebuild this, the plan I had for life. And also understanding that life is spontaneous and a plan is just kind of how you should act accordingly, but it is subject to change. And we want change. That's a good thing. You do want change. And I'm dealing with that resentment currently of just, feeling like I did everything right and feeling like I still came up short. But there also is this voice in the back of my mind saying that the system that this country is built on was never meant for someone like me to thrive in. The system was built for white men specifically. And our country's a business, so I understand that it's systematic things and that the collapse of my infrastructure and the instability of my basic needs isn't inherently my fault. But, I just wish I was at a different advantage, at a different point. So I'm processing that now, y'all. But where do we go from here? Where do we go with detachment and image? How do you detach? How do you detach but also feel your emotions? And for me, that's looking like taking it day by day. You could be like, Ananda, what? Taking it day by day, girl, what? But literally, take it day by day. I feel like that's the best thing you can do for detachment. It literally is saying, hey, it's telling whatever higher power you believe in, the universe, God, Allah, Jehovah, literally telling God, hey, I have this plan. Things aren't going according to plan. I'm in this waiting period. I'm in this floating period. Just kind of sitting and waiting. And all I can do is handle my basic needs. Eat, shower, brush my teeth, change, clean, pray, meditate, dance my heart and soul out. And that's enough. That's enough. Even though I have so many goals that I will achieve and that I am in the process of achieving and that I am working towards achieving. Okay, working on that. Just because it's not coming to fruition in the way I thought it would, and just because it's not coming to fruition as quickly as I would like it to. Okay. I think detaching from the expectation or detaching from how I want it to look and just taking it day by day has allowed me to go with the flow of things. It's allowed me to reach a new level of gratitude, a new understanding of, there's so many things I have asked for that they do manifest, they do come about, and they come about in a way I didn't think it would. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. That doesn't mean what you asked for didn't come to you, because it did. It's just up to you. If you're still obsessed, if you're more obsessed or more fixated with the outcome of something, like, oh, it has to look that way, it has to be to a T, or if you are really in alignment with that goal and with whatever the request is. Like, if you are, then the outcome won't really, not saying it won't really matter, but I'm just grateful to be here. I'm just grateful I got here. That's how it feels, rather than, oh my gosh, it didn't happen exactly how I wanted it to, so it didn't happen. Like, no. detach from trying to make sense of things you don't understand yet. You don't have to understand everything. You know, there's so much information in this world. I feel like I'm pretty educated. I'm pretty knowledgeable. I know quirky, weird facts, but there's so much I have to learn, and there's so much I have to do. But taking it day by day is enough. I'm working on my image. I'm working on detachment. I'm not perfect. And honestly, I feel like I low-key want to do another video about detachment and image. So, I don't know. Moving forward, I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about. What's my next steps and what's my next video? Okay, let's wrap this up. What's my next steps and what's my next video? My next steps is trusting myself. Trusting myself. I have this resentment of, not trusting myself. It's not even resentment towards the people that are giving me guidance. I have resentment towards just not living for me and trusting myself and just doing things. The song, all you gotta do is say yes. All you gotta do is say yes. Don't deny what you feel. Okay, well, not the rest of the song. But all you have to do is say yes to new opportunities, new experiences. I've been saying yes to a lot of things normal me wouldn't say yes to. And I'm not saying go against like your intuition. If like your intuition's telling you not to do something, don't do it. But in a sense, like I sat my neighbor's dog. I just said yes. I said yes. I never did it before, but I said yes. Next video, we are going to talk about probably compassion and capacity. I'm probably like, how they correlate, girl? You gonna have to find out next week, sugar. Okay. I'm thinking about dropping every Friday because I was born on a Friday. So y'all just be tuned to watch this on Friday. Wow. For my first YouTube video, this is, yeah, I'm gonna need to edit this. Okay, gonna have to figure that out now. So I hope you beautiful people resonated with this. I don't know where this was going, y'all. This could have went a million different ways. It don't matter to me. However it's supposed to go is how it's supposed to go, you know? I appreciate y'all just listen to my ramble, listen to my thoughts, listen to my experiences. I hope some of it resonate with you. I hope you feel a little bit closer to yourself, a little closer to God, the universe, whoever you believe in. I love y'all, and we'll talk very soon.